No one expected the livestream to take such a dramatic turn. Sam Heughan had announced it only an hour earlier, without explanation, leaving fans scrambling into comment sections, Discord servers, and livestream countdown pages to figure out what was happening. Everyone assumed he would address a rumor, deny a scandal, or clarify another round of endless speculation. But the moment he appeared on screen, calm, serious, and strangely resolved, the energy shifted instantly. The tension in the chat was so thick it felt like the entire fandom was holding its breath at the same time. Sam didn't stall, didn't warm up with greetings, and didn't offer his usual charming smile. Instead, he lowered his eyes for a moment, took a deep breath, and began speaking with a steady voice that hinted at long-held secrets. "There's something I've avoided saying for years," he said quietly. "Something many of you have asked, guessed, or argued about, and I can't keep running from it." His honesty hit viewers with a force they weren't prepared for. Thousands of comments flooded the screen instantly, begging him to continue, terrified of where he was going. Then came the sentence that detonated the entire internet. "Yes, I'm gay." For 2 full seconds, the livestream froze, not because of technical issues, but because nearly every viewer simply stopped moving. And then, like a dam collapsing, the chat exploded into pure chaos. Fans screamed in disbelief, in excitement, in emotion, in shock that years of rumors, interviews, speculation, and silence had suddenly come to an end in one quiet confession. Some fans cried with happiness, others typed in all caps, and a few admitted they were shaking so intensely they dropped their phones. Across social media, the moment spread like wildfire. What made the revelation even more shocking was the way Sam delivered it, without hesitation, without apologies, without fear. He looked directly into the camera and said, "I'm saying this because I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of letting strangers define my life. And I'm tired of pretending I'm someone I'm not." The strength in his voice surprised even longtime supporters who had grown accustomed to his polite, diplomatic tone. This wasn't diplomacy. This was liberation. The sudden confession triggered immediate chaos outside the livestream as well. Major entertainment outlets raced to write breaking news headlines within seconds, pushing notifications that appeared on millions of phones around the world. Twitter became an inferno of reactions, hashtags, shock memes, emotional threads, and heartfelt messages of support. TikTok creators began recording real-time reactions, many of them bursting into tears mid-video. Fans said they felt like they were witnessing history, something raw, vulnerable, and deeply human. But with the emotional explosion also came confusion. For years, Sam had avoided discussing his private life, deflecting questions with humor or redirecting interviews. Some fans believed the speculation was unfair and invasive, while others insisted he had been hiding something. Now, with one confession, everything they thought they knew was being rewritten. Viewers began re-examining old interviews, old press tours, old behind-the-scenes clips, searching for signs they had missed. Some said things suddenly made sense. Others felt guilty for ever pressuring him with personal questions. The livestream grew more intense as Sam continued speaking, revealing the emotional weight behind his years of silence. He admitted that the entertainment industry, the pressure of fame, and the constant scrutiny made it nearly impossible for him to open up earlier. "I wasn't afraid of who I am," he said. "I was afraid of what people would do with the truth." His words hit fans like a punch, because they all knew exactly what he meant. Rumors had hounded him for nearly a decade. He added that he had reached a breaking point. The pressure, the endless speculation, and the emotional toll of pretending had pushed him to finally step into the truth. "I can't build my life on silence anymore," he admitted. "Not when it's eating me from the inside." Those who had joined the livestream expecting a soft clarification instead found themselves witnessing a confession that felt seismic, intimate, and life-changing. Then came the twist that sent the fandom spiraling even deeper into emotional overload. Just before ending the stream, Sam said quietly, "I know this is a lot. But this isn't the whole truth. There's something else you need to hear, and I'll tell you soon." He didn't elaborate. He didn't hint. He simply ended the livestream with a soft nod and the screen went black, leaving millions in stunned silence. Within minutes, the world went into a frenzy. Fandom forums crashed. Hashtags surged to the #1 trend globally. News outlets scrambled for statements. And everyone repeated the same desperate question. What's the other truth Sam didn't reveal? The drama was far from over. In fact, it had only just begun. The world waited less than 24 hours before Sam Heughan went live again. The suspense was unbearable. Millions had stayed awake, refreshing their screens, terrified and exhilarated about the other truth he hinted at. When Sam finally appeared for the second livestream, the mood felt completely different from the night before. He looked calmer, more grounded, almost peaceful, as if releasing the first secret had lifted a weight he'd been carrying for half his life. But there was still something in his eyes, something unresolved, that made the entire fandom lean in. Sam began by thanking everyone for the overwhelming support, admitting he hadn't expected the reaction to be so emotional or so immediate. He confessed that after ending the first livestream, he spent the night reading messages from fans who shared their own stories, struggles, and fears. I didn't expect to feel understood, he said softly. Not like this. His gratitude felt genuine, but fans could sense he was building towards something heavier, something he had held back for a reason. Then he shifted, his tone deepening, his posture straightening. There's one more truth I need to tell, he said. Because if I don't, this conversation is only half finished. The livestream chat exploded, hearts racing, theories firing in every direction. Some feared he was leaving the industry. Others thought he was about to announce a partner. A few whispered he might be exposing someone who hurt him. No one could predict what would come next. Sam took a breath, slow, deliberate, and revealed that the hardest part of his journey wasn't accepting who he was, but hiding the impact it had on his life and career. He admitted that in the early years of Outlander, he faced pressure from studios, agents, and advisors who insisted he keep his personal life locked away. They told me the world wasn't ready, he said. That my truth would hurt my career. That I needed to fit into a box that never belonged to me. The admission sent shockwaves across the fandom. It wasn't just a confession, it was an indictment of an entire system. He said those years were some of the most isolating of his life. Every time fans speculated about his relationships, he felt trapped, unable to correct them, unable to live openly, unable to protect the people unfairly dragged into rumors. I watched strangers build stories about me that weren't true, he said. And I couldn't say anything without risking everything. The vulnerability in his voice was heartbreaking. Then came the revelation no one saw coming. Sam confessed that there had been someone he cared about deeply, whom he could never acknowledge publicly because of the pressure to hide his identity. He didn't name the person, didn't give any clues, but the emotion in his voice made it clear this wasn't a fleeting relationship. I hurt someone I loved by staying silent, he admitted quietly. And I've carried that guilt for years. The comment section froze. It wasn't drama anymore. It was pain, real, raw, and unfiltered. Sam explained that the real reason he finally came out wasn't because he wanted attention or because rumors had become unbearable. It was because he didn't want to lose another chance at a real life, one lived honestly, without hiding behind roles or expectations. I want to love without fear, he said. I want to breathe without worrying who's watching. His voice cracked, and for a moment, he had to look away. He then addressed the fandom directly, saying he understood why people speculated for so long, but begged them to recognize the damage such speculation can cause. He explained that some of the people fans targeted over the years, co-stars, friends, strangers, were hurt deeply by assumptions and accusations that had nothing to do with reality. I'm asking you to be better, he said. Not just for me, but for them. It was a plea, not a reprimand. But Sam wasn't done. He leaned closer to the camera and said with absolute clarity, my truth does not change the man I am, the work I do, or the love I have for my fans. It only changes the weight I carry. It was a line that rippled across social media with lightning speed, screenshot thousands of times within seconds. Finally, Sam ended with the real, other truth. He had been hinting at one last twist that sent fans into emotional overload. He revealed that he had recently reconnected with someone from his past, someone who knew him before the fame, before the pressure, before the silence. They were talking again, healing old wounds, and slowly rebuilding trust. He didn't say it was a romance. He didn't say it wasn't. He simply said, for the first time in years, my heart feels possible. The chat exploded. Fans cried. Support poured in from every corner of the world. Sam smiled, a small, genuine smile, and ended the livestream with a final message. Thank you for letting me exist as myself. From here on, no more hiding. And with that, millions witnessed not a scandal, not a headline, but a man reclaiming his truth in real time.